Weather and climate. Take a look at those two pictures. One of those photographs is a picture of weather. The other one is a picture of climate. Can you tell the difference between these two things? As much as you can take a photograph of weather and take a photograph of climate? Weather is the current, relatively recent, or momentary and specific atmospheric conditions. In other words, we are talking about a slice of history. What is it like today? It's hot and clear with Santa Ana conditions in Southern California and dry air, no clouds. Or it's dumping snow and the temperature is 18 degrees. Those are weather events. Climate is the long-term average weather for an area. So now you can tell. The picture on the left is a weather event. The picture on the right is showing you climate. That's a desert. Desert, by the way, does not mean hot. Desert means dry. I've been in the Mojave Desert when it was 116 degrees. I've been in the Mojave Desert when it was snowing. I was in Patagonia in the southern part of South America. Patagonia is a beautiful sounding word, but most of Patagonia is a cold, dry desert. Yes, as you go from Argentina into Chile and Patagonia, you begin to hit the Andes and then you start hitting glaciers and forests. But most of it is in Argentina and it's a cold, dry desert. So my birthday is on January 22nd. It's fair enough to say, for example, that next year on January 22nd in Southern California, that if we were to guess what the weather was going to be, most people in California would say it's going to be cold. Really, I would probably say cool. But if it's somewhere between 55 and 72, that would be a pretty normal thing for January 22nd. If I told you it was a little bit cloudy, you'd say, yeah, I believe that. If you said it was going to rain that day, you'd say, yeah, maybe. Or there certainly had been rain 2 weeks on either side of January 22nd. If I said to you, what's the weather going to be like on July 4th in Santa Ana, California? Well, you would probably say hot. If I said, what are the chances of rain? You'd say like 0, but it's not really 0. There's some tiny possibility. What about the chances for snow? Well, the chances for snow in Santa Ana on July 4th, of course, would be 0. What about the chances for snow on January 22nd? You can say 0 because it's Southern California. In my lifetime, it has actually snowed 3 times in Southern California. Once when I was a little kid, once when I was a graduate student at Cal State Northridge, and I'm going to say it snowed, but it was very, very close. The snow level is about 250 feet above my head at Santa Ana College as I watched the storm come in a few years ago, and it had been snowing an hour earlier in Malibu. Then, as I looked to the east and the storm passed, the entirety of Saddleback Mountain all the way down to the bottom was covered in snow. So on a rare occasion, everything lines up and it can happen. That, when we say, what's the weather going to be like on January 22nd or July 4th? That's climate. Because it's long-term average. We have a pretty good idea of what it's going to be based on what it has been in the past. Weather is a specific event. So that if on January 22nd this year, it snows on my birthday in Southern California, that will be a weather event. Don't let people fool you on this. Just because it snows someplace does not mean global climate change and global warming is not occurring. In fact, as temperatures go up, some places, hold on to yourself, will actually receive more snow. And that fits perfectly within the context of science.